we are kind of experiencing something we've never seen in human race history. We all know that China is a socialist country led by Communist Party, right? It's totally different from every single other socialist state came before China. So we all know, if you are a student of Marx-Leninist theory, the socialism is supposed to be more advanced than capitalism in theory, right? But we've never seen in history that there is a socialist state which is materially more advanced and prosperous than that of Western industrialized economies. If you look at the history, you'll find all those countries in the frontier of prosperity, they are Western industrialized states. So all those socialist states like Soviet Union, Cuba, North Korea, Vietnam, China, yeah, in theory we are more advanced, but in reality we kind of lag behind a little bit. But if you think about this, it's very, very exciting moment for now. Why? Because China can be the very first socialist state which is in the real, genuine position, in a genuine leading position, more advanced than that of the Western industrialized economies. That's first experience in history. And we are experiencing that. A lot of people in the US, I've come here for a year for this time. Before I studied here, but this time I stayed here for almost a year already. I talked to a lot of people. They talk about the rise of China. They talk about China's EV sectors. They talk about China's scientific research. But I don't think many of them realize many of China's fundamental strengths and advantages actually came from socialism, right? We have very, very good educational and healthcare system. So, because of that, we have almost 5 million students coming out of school campus every year. So if China is like US with like an outrageous tuition fee, it's not possible to have such a big population of talented people and engineers and the technicians, right? And if you look at China, they always complain that Chinese people invest a lot, save and invest a lot, but not consumption is always low. But if you think about it, if you are a civilizational state, you always care about the future. You do invest instead of consume. So investment takes different forms. Building physical infrastructure is just one way of spending your money. You can always like spend on R&D. You can spend on healthcare and education. All those are also investment. So actually, if you look at China's spending structure, you will find China is a country which really cares about the future. We save the best thing for the future. That's the thing really different. And we care about people from bottom of the society. And in China, you don't find a lot of homeless people on the streets. So with that kind of very able government, you see the dynamic. You see why it will be in the leading position. That's why I'm so confident. And I don't think that's related to US. We just focus on ourselves and try to do everything the best. Then surpassing US will happen almost automatically. You are doing all those things not because you want to kind of defeat the US or you want to surpass the US. It's not like that. It's just we just try to do our best. Chinese population is almost 4 times that of the US. So if we have GDP per capita, half of the US, the sheer size or the absolute size will be 2 times larger than that of US in terms of GDP in total. So I think that's very, very, that will come very soon. We don't want to defeat the US, but, the comparison is just automatic.